Perrello, and welcome to the Philly Factor. For a generation of children, we rushed home from school every day and planted ourselves right in front of the television to watch the antics of Larry, Moe, and Curly. The Three Stooges were a fixture on television, and for those of us here in Philadelphia, part of Sally Starr's Popeye Theater on Channel 6. Today, the popularity of the Stooges has not waned, with reruns of the black and white shorts still airing somewhere around the world. My guest today here on the Philly Factor is a recognized expert on all things Three Stooges. Jim Pauley has written articles on the Stooges for more than a decade. He has made presentations on the Stooges at the Hollywood Heritage Museum and the Stoogeum in suburban Philadelphia. Jim joins us to discuss his new book, The Three Stooges Hollywood Filming Locations. And Jim, I want to welcome you to the program.
Thanks for having me, Paul.
It's good to see you again. You, just like I, grew up at a time when, when we were done school, we ran home, and as I said, we planted ourselves in front of the television and watched Popeye Theater, where these little shorts, black and white film shorts, appeared on Sally Starr's program, and it pretty much was all Three Stooges all the time at that time.
Yes, and I was one of those children that ran home to see the beautiful Sally Starr, and of course, the guys who made me laugh, Moe, Larry, and Curly, and also Shemp.
Mm-hmm. I said Three Stooges, but there was actually Six Stooges, correct?
That's correct. In reference to the third Stooge, you have Curly, Shemp, Joe, which is Joe Besser, and Curly Joe DeRita.
Two of the Stooges were related. Well, actually, three of the Stooges were related, right?
Three, right. That's going to be Moe, Curly, and Shemp. We're brothers.
Okay. Who were the original three? So it was Moe was one of them, Larry, which we'll get into in a little bit because there's a Philadelphia connection with Larry. But so in the original first Three Stooges, who was the third Stooge?
Well, most people, when you talk about the original Three Stooges in reference to Columbia Pictures short films, would be Moe, Larry, and Curly.
Okay.
But actually, the original Three Stooges were Moe, Larry, and Shemp. When you talk vaudeville, in vaudeville days, they were hooked up with a comedian named Ted Healy. Today, most people have no idea who Ted Healy is, but at the time, he was one of the highest paid comedians. And Moe, Larry, and Shemp with Ted traveled across the country doing vaudeville. Ted liked to drink a little bit, and unfortunately for Ted, became a little abusive. As a result, Shemp didn't like that, got tired of it, and left the group and went on his own. Replacing Shemp in vaudeville was Curly, and shortly after vaudeville, Moe, Larry, and Curly did some MGM films as well. So
we talked about Larry Fine. And ironically, Larry went to school not too far from where we're located here at LaSalle. He was a graduate of Central?
Well, actually, he went to Central High School, but did not graduate.
He didn't graduate.
Because at a young age, he decided to go into show business instead and traveled across the country with two other ladies. They were known as the Haney Sisters. So Larry's act was Larry Fine and the Haney Sisters, and Larry actually wound up marrying one of them.
How about that? Now, Larry comes from Center City, Philadelphia. His father and mother, they had a shop at 3rd and South.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, where the location of that shop is now a bar, and there used to be a mural, and there may still be a mural at 3rd and South where Larry Fine used to live.
Yes, the mural's still there. Matter of fact, the mural's been replaced once.
Okay.
There was a mural of Larry playing the violin, and unfortunately the wall started to fall apart a little bit. But there was enough demand to keep the mural up there. They took it down, repaired the wall, and the original artist came back and redid a slightly different mural of Larry. It still looks great today at 3rd and South.
So when did you realize you had this addiction, if you will, to the Three Stooges? I mean, I think everybody sits in front of the television set and they're really addicted to the antics of these comedic geniuses. When did you realize that you were hooked on the Three Stooges?
Well, I do credit Sally Starr for getting me hooked on the Three Stooges. I pretty much watched them almost every day, talked about them with my friends. And then once I got into high school, I kind of drifted away a little bit as there was other interests, such as girls, sports, et cetera, et cetera. And then right around 1980 or so, I was working downtown, and I started to get an interest in the Three Stooges again. Started watching them on TV, some reruns. I recall going into a lot of antique stores on Pine Street and asking any of the owners of the stores, did you have any Three Stooges memorabilia? I always got the unfortunate answer of no. I didn't know at the time what I should have been doing was I should have been flying out to Los Angeles and hitting all the movie poster stores out there and buying up Three Stooges memorabilia then, because it was a lot cheaper then to buy Three Stooges movie posters and lobby cards than it is today. So right around 1984, '85 is when Columbia Pictures started releasing the Three Stooges shorts to videotapes.
Okay.
You know, they were very expensive back then. For 3 shorts on a videotape, $35 each.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas today, you can get the whole set for less than $100, all 190 shorts. Then right around 1987, there was a convention in suburban Philadelphia. And then it was full steam ahead from there. Got a chance to meet some great guys, other people who eventually started researching the Three Stooges like I did. And it's been a fun ride.
There have been many books written about the Three Stooges, but this book is really a piece of work. I mean, it's a piece of art because you have captured the Three Stooges, some candid shots that were taken, some studio shots that are in there, but it's the location of where the Three Stooges worked and did their thing that you've caught and put into this book. Now, we should say that it's a different book than just an autobiography or a biography of the Three Stooges. You have actually gone out to Los Angeles, Hollywood, and did your homework. I mean, this was more than a labor of love. It took you, what, 10 years to get this project into the final version that we see here?
If we're counting, 12 years.
12 years, okay. The book is really a who's who of who appeared in the shorts with the Three Stooges. We mentioned Sally Starr. She actually appeared in one of the Three Stooges movies. Many of the, I would guess you would call them, C-list actors and actresses that appeared in practically all of the shorts, they're all included there. But it's the location of where the Three Stooges worked that you have miraculously detailed in this book. One picture that I want to put up here is what would be USC's Bavard Field. It's from the short No Census, No Feeling, 1940. And I would always think that, and there's the photo on the screen, but so the Stooges took their show on the road and they did their filming outside of a soundstage, outside of the studio lot.
Well, early on, especially in the mid-30s to late 30s, and especially the early 40s, the studio had enough money to send all the sound trucks and the camera trucks and all the men involved and of course the Stooges out to location to film, because it was expensive.
Sure.
And the Stooges' budget was tight. It was a 3 or 4 day project, in and out, in most cases one shot. So it was expensive to do. And as we get later on in the shorts, throughout the late 40s and throughout the 50s, the Stooges go out on location a lot less. Most of the stuff is done either at the Columbia Ranch or the main lot at Sunset and Gower, or inside one of the sound stages.
And some of the scenes that we see in many of the shorts, it could be an ambulance chase, it could be a police car chase. I mean, they were really filming on the streets of Los Angeles, and it would not be, if you really pay particularly close attention, in many of the photos and things you've highlighted in the book, is that you could see in some cases where Los Angeles police officers are actually stopping traffic in order for the scene to be shot, because that's how they did business back then in Hollywood when they were filming movies and television.
Sure, and even here in Philadelphia, when a film crew comes in to film a movie, whether it's Rocky or anything else, police officers are hired to direct traffic and keep traffic away, especially when there's filming going on the public street. False alarms. If you watch that closely, the boys are on Larchmont Boulevard. The boys are firemen. That's a scene where they're going across the trolley tracks with the hose. If you watch carefully to the left of the screen in the background, you'll see a police officer directing cars to go down Melrose Avenue and not make that right turn from where they are onto Larchmont Boulevard.
So when you decide that you're going to write this book, you go out to California and you start scoping out the locations of where the boys filmed. I would suspect, given that here we are, 2013, that some of the locations don't even exist anymore because of progress, but some locations still exist and almost look like they did when they originally filmed back in the 40s and the 50s.
Well, let me do a brief rundown in the beginning. 12, 13 years ago when I started this, it wasn't for the purpose of doing a book. It was strictly for the purpose of finding the Three Stooges steps that were used in A Naked Every Steak, a 1941 short. And the reason I wanted to find the steps was I had some friends who were Laurel and Hardy fans, and I happened to be at a convention out in Los Angeles. A lot of Laurel and Hardy fans and Three Stooges fans thought that the steps used in a Laurel and Hardy short film, which was nominated for an Academy Award, by the way, was called The Music Box. In it, the boys are piano men, and their job is to move a big piano up a tall flight of stairs. Well, again, a lot of Stooges fans, a lot of Laurel and Hardy fans thought that the Stooges steps used in Naked Every Steak, where the boys are icemen, and the boys, of course, had to carry a big block of ice up the steps, were one and the same, and I
Right.
knew it wasn't. So my goal was, I want to find the Three Stooges steps. And in my search for the steps, I realized that there was all these filming locations that were yet to be discovered of the Three Stooges. So once I had some information, I then decided to write articles for a Three Stooges fan club. They put out a quarterly journal. As a result, I started getting a following. A lot of fans were writing to the president of the fan club saying they looked forward to my articles. Well, that kept me going, of course, and I would fly out to California once or twice a year, and I always had a list of different filming locations I had to find. It reached a point, fast forward to about a year and a half ago, where I had all this information, and even prior to that, I had friends, I had Three Stooges fan club members, and even family members of Three Stooges started bugging me. Jim, you got to do a book. You got to do a book. So I thought about it, and I said, okay. I put a proposal together, and Santa Monica Press out of California jumped on the proposal, and here we are. The Three Stooges Hollywood filming locations is in front of us right now.
So when you go out then and you find these locations, you're taking your own photos of the locations. Were some of the locations like private property or homes that the Stooges may have filmed in front of, or on the front doorstep, and now all of a sudden you're there trying to take a snapshot, and the homeowner is finding out for the first time that their home is actually in a Three Stooges short?
Right. Well, there's two films, one being False Alarms, and the other one is, I'm drawing a blank, got a brain cramp. I'll get back to, Calling All Cars? Not Calling All Cars, it'll come to me.
Okay.
But there's two Stooges shorts, one of which where Moe and Larry and Curly are in a black Ford. It's actually the fire captain's vehicle, and they're driving down Larchmont Boulevard. And you see one particular home, beautiful home on a street corner, and I remember first documenting that location, taking pictures of the block. Well, the owner of the home came out and asked what we were doing. And I explained to him, and I had my laptop computer with me at the time, and I had a DVD of the short, and I showed it to him. So to make a long story short, he was very pleased to see that his home was featured in a Three Stooges short, and he promised to go out that night to buy the short. The other film has an actress is getting into a taxi cab, and she says, take me to 111 South Norton. And 111 South Norton actually is a real location. It's the only time of all the Stooges shorts where an actress actually says where she wants to go. And that location today is almost duplicate.
How about
Almost
that?
duplicate.
Yeah. A few other pictures here that we have is the Columbia Ranch Commissary that we're going to bring up here. And this would be, I guess, where at Columbia Pictures, the Ranch Commissary, there are two photos here. And I guess the photo on the top is taken on an angle, and the photo on the bottom shows the front view. And again, an example of how the buildings, one is a snapshot in time and one is a contemporary photo, and they really haven't changed much in their appearance over all the years. And this is where the boys would go and eat. Many of the Columbia stars would go and have their meals.
Yes, that's correct. That building today is actually located on what's now known as the Warner Brothers lot.
Okay.
But at the time, back in the day, Columbia Pictures owned it. And that building hasn't changed at all outside, and is still used for filming even today.
When you go out there and do your homework and do your research, were you able to go? I mean, was there much written from a bygone generation of where the boys may have filmed? So if you went to the Los Angeles Library and you went into the archives there, or you even went to the studio archives, were you able to find some of the locations by just doing your research that way?
As far as locations go, there is no documentation at all as to where the boys went. It was one of those things where whoever was the director that day or producer may have said, let's go to 111 South Norton Street. And I even looked into that. Matter of fact, the name of that short, by the way, is Much to You.
Much to You.
For those who want to watch that short, Much to You. Odds are they probably knew the owner, and we did speak to the owner of that home, by the way, from 111 South Norton Street, and she had no idea, of course, but she was kind enough to pull out the deed of the home, and in Los Angeles, the deeds list all the previous owners, and we could find no Columbia Pictures ties or any Three Stooges ties at all, but could have just been a friend of someone who worked at Columbia Pictures.
When we talk about the comedic genius that was the Three Stooges, did Moe, Larry, and Curly, and Moe, Shemp, and Larry, and the Joes, did they know their comedic genius? Did they really know their importance and their contributions to this young industry of television and even movies at that time?
The answer to that would probably be answered by the fans, and the Stooges would see that in the fans. And what I mean by that is the Stooges did live appearances across the country and even outside this country back in the late 30s. And we do have pictures of young fans, mob scenes at theaters at these live appearances. So yes, the Three Stooges were definitely recognized as being one of the best in the comedy world at the time, along with Buster Keaton, Laurel and Hardy, and of course Charlie Chaplin.
When they would go out on location then, and they would venture off the studio lot, did they attract, I mean, here in Philadelphia, you could put a film truck out anywhere on any city corner, and it's going to attract, you know, people. Everybody wants to see what's going on. But when they would leave the confines of a soundstage at a studio lot and would go out onto some of the streets, I mean, did they attract people, or is it, you know, it's Southern California, movie making, television is, you know, it's a way of life out there?
Even then, I would say yes to that, and I have a first-hand account. In An Ache and Every Steak, where the boys are filming at the steps, okay, the famous scene where the boys run up the tall flight of stairs, my favorite one. I actually interviewed the woman who owns the house on the side of the steps.
Okay.
And of course, today she's in her late 80s, probably early 90s by now. But back then, she was a young girl, about 8 years old. And word was abuzz that Mo, Larry, and Curly were coming to the neighborhood to film at the steps. She asked her mother, now she's telling me this, she tells me that she asked her mother if she could stay home from school to watch the boys film. But Mom said, no, you have to go to school. So she went to school, but ran home immediately, but unfortunately missed the boys, but was able to see Dice the horse. By the way, the horse in that film has a name. His name is Dice, and he's a movie star back in the day. He's well known in the Western film industry. But she got a chance to see the ice wagon as well, and the cameras and the microphone and all the men putting everything away. But unfortunately, the boys were gone. There was something I wanted to add to that.
I would have to ask about the steps. I mean, are the steps like Becca for like the Three Stooges fans? I mean, here in Philadelphia, we talk about Rocky, we talk about the Art Museum steps, and I think anybody that comes to Philadelphia, most often they're asking, where's the Rocky steps? Where are the Rocky steps? They may be interested in seeing the Liberty Bell at some point, but they're asking where the Rocky steps are. So for Three Stooges fans, are these steps that you're talking about then the Holy Land, if you will, when it comes to Three Stooges movies?
These Three Stooges steps used in An Ache and Every Steak are known as the Holy Grail of Three Stooges filming locations. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I myself, and I know other Stooges fans, have gotten a block of ice and a pair of ice tongs, and just for the fun of it, just ran up the steps a couple of times, and of course videotaped ourselves having fun and being silly.
Right. There's a photo of them. Now, how many steps are actually there? I mean, I'm sure you have counted them and probably know them like the back.
I have,
yeah.
and of course I've documented in my book. There's 147 steps, and yes, I have tried to run up the whole flight. It's really tough. I even prepped myself, I even worked out in the gym a little extra, and I still could not run up the top. It's really, really steep, as you can see in the
pictures.
Yep.
So when they would do a scene there at the steps, were they doing it once? Were they doing it twice? I mean, were they really able to travel all those steps in one take?
Well, in the film itself, Curly really does not run up the flight of steps. He just runs up to the first landing, and then when they film up at the top, they film, you know, the camera looking down. So Curly really did not run up the top, but I can tell that there was at least one take at the beginning of the scene, because if you look closely in the short, you'll see some water from melting ice. So I believe that the scene was shot once, and I think they did at least a second, maybe even a third time.
And the condition of the steps pretty much the way they were then today, meaning that, and I don't know if we can put that photo back up, but you've taken a photo of the steps as it exists today, but there's, I guess there's a telltale sign in the photo, the small photo to the right of the screen that we're looking at, is that there's a palm tree there, right? And the palm tree existed then and it still exists today.
Yes, if you look in the short, you'll see the palm tree, and I've got some publicity photos in my book that show that palm tree. The palm tree is about 12 or 15 foot tall, which is short for a palm tree. But today, it's more like 40 or 50 foot tall, but it's still the exact same palm tree in the exact same location.
I guess the set of steps here, I mean, there's no mistaking that these are the steps that are used by the Three Stooges, but are there similar staircases throughout Los Angeles or Hollywood that could be mistaken for the filming location for the Three Stooges?
Prior to me finding the steps, there was a couple steps that were really close, but there was always one telltale sign that maybe know for sure it wasn't that. For instance, the railings in the Three Stooges short they're doubled up, and they're on the right-hand side of the stairwell. Some staircases had them on the left, may only be one railing. And then there's other clues too, like the manhole cover at the base of the steps, and of course the palm tree that was there as well.
So when you finally, recount for me the experience then, when you finally find these steps, because we alluded to the fact that it's like Mecca, it's the Holy Land, it's the Holy Grail. So when you finally do all your homework, you put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and aha, there are the steps. You go to see the steps. What goes through your mind? What's the experience like for you?
Well, for me, no doubt, it was like finding a long-lost treasure. And doing all the research and watching the film over and over again, talking about it with fellow fans and fellow friends, it was just exhilarating.
Sure.
It was a lot of fun. And of course, we had, prior to getting there for the first time, I had found a pair of ice tongs very similar to the one that Curly uses on the internet. And of course, we were lucky. There was an ice place only less than a mile away. So of course, we bought the right size block of ice, and we hooked that ice tong on there and ran it up. It was fun. It was exhilarating, like I said.
So what does the ice house say when you go in and you ask for a block? I mean, because I'm guessing maybe no one else has gone in and asked for a block of ice, and maybe the ice house doesn't realize that right down the street is where this classic scene was filmed.
I don't recall any result. We really didn't tell the guy why we bought the block of
exactly.
ice. We kind of kept it quiet.
So here's a Philly guy going out to California on a number of trips. So is there anyone out in California then that's helping you navigate the landscape or pointing you in the right direction? Maybe even sliding you some photos that at one time belonged to Columbia. I mean, so you're out there, a Philly guy in a whole different world, if you will. Is there anybody there helping you in your mission to put this all together?
Well, there was more than a few people to help me out. One particular gentleman who's now a great friend, his name is Mark Wanamaker. And Mark owns a company called Bison Archives. Mark is well known as a Hollywood historian. Anytime Turner Classic Movies does a documentary, when the credits come up at the end, you'll see Mark Wanamaker's name. Well, Mark has always been into studios, all of them, including Columbia Pictures. And Mark supplied a lot of the pictures in my book that show where the Stooges worked, at the Columbia Ranch, which was out in Burbank. That was the Columbia Pictures outdoor studio. And of course, from their main lot at Sunset and Gower. Matter of fact, Mark told me a story that he got a phone call from a woman who worked at Columbia Pictures back in the mid-'70s that they were told to clear everything out because they were moving. And they were actually throwing photographs away. So Mark went out there and actually got in the dumpster and was picking out great photographs of the studio. And some of those photographs today, never published before, are in my book, The Three Stooges Hollywood Filming Locations. So if it wasn't for Mark, having that connection at Columbia Pictures and going out of his way and doing some trash diving there, those photographs would have been lost forever.
Yeah,
but fortunately, they're preserved and they're in the book.
There's also a photo, and we started talking, and how time flies because we could talk for another half hour here, but we started talking at the very beginning about Sally Starr, and Sally actually appears in one of the Three Stooges shorts. She doesn't use her name, she plays a character there, but that would, that I guess it was part of what studios did in order to attract interest of the local television affiliates to what the Three Stooges were doing.
Sure. Well, Sally Starr was one of many big city kiddie TV show hosts who showed the Three Stooges as well as other cartoons. In Sally Starr's case, one of them was Popeye. Sally actually got to know the Three Stooges, and unfortunately it's not recorded, so we've lost all that tape, but Sally would even have the boys on her show prior to showing the Three Stooges. As a result, Norman Maurer Productions, which was Moe's son-in-law, wanted to make a movie called The Outlaws Is Coming, and it did involve outlaws. So his decision was, all the outlaws will be the TV show hosts who've been doing real good for the Stooges in past years. So Sally was invited to come out to California. She played the part of Belle Starr, and I'm not sure which camera should I hold this up to.
Can you use it up? Yeah.
I don't know if you could zoom in on that, but here's Sally Starr on page 27. This is an unpublished photo of Sally Starr, Larry Fine, of course, and that's Sally's stunt double.
She had a stunt double?
Yes, she did, because during the scene, if you've seen The Outlaws Is Coming, Sally does a lot of fighting, including throwing some fists. Well, that was the stunt double actually doing that. But and this picture was taken at the Columbia Ranch on Hollywood Way in Burbank, California, 1965. And of course, The Outlaws Is Coming, and a year before Batman came out, the lead part went to Adam West. So an unknown, somewhat unknown at the time, Adam West was the lead part in this film.
in the minute or two that we have left, Jim, you know, this appears to me, I mean, you're very passionate about the Three Stooges, you're very passionate about, you know, everything Three Stooges. This was more than a labor of love, putting this all together, but you have to be very satisfied and gratified that this project, this 12-year project, if you will, is now in book form for Three Stooges fans to enjoy now and for a long time to come.
Yeah, I'm glad I did it, because it does document an important part of Three Stooges history. You know, where did the boys film their outdoor funny stuff in the streets of Los Angeles back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s? And you had mentioned earlier there's been a lot of books written on the Three Stooges, well over 40 of them. The first book written by Larry Fine in 1973, and this is the latest one, and I'm proud to add it to the library, the Three Stooges books.
One question before we go. Your favorite Three Stooges short?
It is 1941's An Ache in Every Steak, and not only does it have the holy grail of Three Stooges filming locations, the steps, but there's some funny stuff in there. Curly's got some awesome solos in there. One when he is shaving the ice, hysterical, and the other one where he's stuffing the turkey. Very funny.
Well, again, for all Three Stooges fans out there, this is a must-get book. Get out to a bookstore. You could also go to Santa Monica Press. It's also available online, and we invite you to pick up a copy of The Three Stooges Hollywood Filming Locations. My guest has been Jim Pauley, and I want to thank you, Jim, again for your time. A great job with the book. Continued success to you.
Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Until the next time, my name is Paul Perrello. Thanks so much for being with us here on The Philly Factor.